Thank you everyone for joining today. I welcome all of you to Vidhyan Wednesday sessions. So, from today, we will be starting a very new series in our Vidhyan Wednesday sessions. And these series are something which is very, very important for a woman. So, this series or this entire series is going to be about relationships, relationship issues, and emotional bonds. Isn't it interesting? Because for every woman, 90% of her life, of her phases, of her stages revolves around relationships. And it is very important for a woman to know that how does she deal with her relationships. Now, when I say a relationship, it is just not about marriage. A relationship could be a friendship, a relationship is a marriage, a relationship is what we share with our colleagues. It could be simple business deals. It could be a temporary relationship, like for few days, few weeks, few months, temporary relationships also. But what is important is we should know why are we entering into a relationship? How are we entering into a relationship? Is there any exit criteria or it is going to be something like forever? So these things are very important for every woman to know. You know why a lot of women suffer in relationships? Because she doesn't have clarity on these points. What is a relationship? When to enter, when to leave, how to operate. So when you have a clarity about it, when you have information about it, you will know how to deal with it. So because we are in a society, we are all humans, we are all god in form of humans, so we are social people, we tend to socialize, but in that entire socializing there are so many experiences. Certain experiences are very pleasurable and certain experiences are very pleasurable, which is like painful. But when we know the art and science of dealing with relationships, then we see all the things as experiences. But to know that, we have to first know certain foundations, which is very important to understand this entire concept of relationships. Sadly, from our childhood or in the schools, colleges, they give us education about social, science, maths, languages, games, culturals, but no one talks about relationships or how to deal with it. Yes, human relationships to some extent it is taught, and we are only taught about friendships or certain things, but there are so many other things which a woman should know. Be any kind of relationship, friendship, marriage, temporary relationship, business deals with colleagues, any kind of relationship. Where does the pain come? Where, when we are entering the relationship, every woman thinks this is it, this is going to be permanent, this is going to be forever. Although she has not understood anything about it, but the moment you feel connected with anyone, you feel this is it, it's going to stay till the end of my life. Have you seen a cat? Have you observed a cat very closely? Even though if that cat is your pet, she stays with you in your house, if you would have observed, there is a beautiful quality in a cat. You know what it is? When it enters a place, the first thing it notices or it checks is how many exit points are there in this room or in this place or in that particular area. Really sorry. So it checks how many exit points are there in that particular area. Whenever a cat enters, it will see it. No matter how much love and care you give, it is its quality, it is its nature to check what is happening around. So is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? It is a very good thing, it is a perfect thing. You see, whenever we go to a trip, what do we ask? What is the start date? What is the end date? What is the duration? Right? Why? We want to know, okay, we are starting on this, but when is the end point? Because we like to see the conclusion of it. And when we know, okay, this is the starting day, this is the ending day, there is a relief. When you enter into a job, the first thing you ask is, what does the contract says? What is the minimum time period? Then they say, you have to sign a bond for 2 years. Oh, okay. You have it clear here in the mind, right? So when you're entering with the exit point, so it doesn't create any pressure for you. So whenever we see an end point, we are always relieved. Even when you enter into spirituality, you practice meditation. I don't know how many of you have asked, but I have asked, in how many days, weeks, months, or years will I achieve enlightenment? Why? I wanted to have a clarity on it. Although I did not get a fixed number, but so many people who have traveled the path before me, they have told one thing. You know what is it? They said enlightenment is guaranteed. You keep walking the path, one day it will happen. And that information was enough for me because it it is highly personal. The enlightenment is highly personal for every person. How many hours of meditation you are putting in, how much dedicated you are, how much sincere you are. There are so many XYZ factors which determines the time period. So it is not one thing for everyone. But those kind of questions comes, right? We ask, in how many days will the third eye get activated? Although no one can give you a fixed number, but they can give you some kind of guarantee, or they can tell you, okay, if this much of things are done in these many days or years, you will achieve it. When we are constructing a home, what do we ask? By when will this get completed? Why? Because when we know a start date and an end date, it gives a relaxation to your mind. Your mind is just calm. But when a person enters into a relationship, what does the person do? It could be a simple friendship, or it could be a marriage, or it could be any form of relationship. When we meet a person, we will think, this is for lifetime. There is no end for it. Whenever, if a friendship is starting, if a marriage is starting, it's definitely starting on a beautiful note. So, taking the start point, we think this is how it's going to be till the last date. And we don't see, or we don't like to see, any exit criteria. So we think it is forever. But when the problem starts, when the challenges come, and then you think there is no end to it and I'm stuck for life. And that is when all the anxiety, all the stress, and all the depression comes out. I'm not saying that every relationship will end, but I'm saying, for the peace of your mind, you should have, you should at least see, okay, if these things works, I will continue the friendship or the relationship. But if the things doesn't work, then I will come out of it. The moment you enter into anything with that zone, with that mindset, what will happen? You will be relieved, you will be stress free. This does not mean that a relationship will end, but this will give a peace of mind to your being. For example, you're getting into a job, you got a company, you got a job, and you thought, okay, now I'll get there, I'll start working. But you never get into it thinking, this will be my company till the time I retire, at least not in this generation. Before, there was a lot of emphasis on government jobs where people used to think one company till the end. But today's era, you see, people like switching a lot. Why? Because when they get in with a mindset, okay, let me try. If things work out, fine. If it doesn't work out, I'll change. But so many times it happens that the employee works with the same company for years because things have worked out well. But if things doesn't work out well in a company, what do? We simply switch it or we come out of it at least. Yesterday I was counseling a woman where she was telling, I entered a job, I did not like it. There were so many challenges and I first thing I did, I came out of it. And now I'm searching for a new one. Look at the generation or the spirit they have today. Let me get out, then let me search for a new one. So what happens? The system inside does not suffer. So whenever we get into any friendship, any relationship, if we go with a mindset, let me experiment. If things works out, fine. If things doesn't work out, still okay. I still have options to come out or to quit. When we enter with this mindset, then first of all, there is no internal struggle. And wherever we choose to stay, it is purely from our, will and wish, but not 90% of the women suffer thinking I'm stuck here. The moment that word comes, I'm stuck here, lot of feelings comes out. Being stuck is different, staying somewhere on will is quite different. So, now a very small exercise for all of you. When we enter into a relationship, there are all of us don't enter from the same door. The door for each woman is different. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought that even there are so many doors to enter into a relationship? That's why I say having clarity about relationships is very, very important. So now I'm going to tell you the different doors, the different space, the different points through which we enter into a relationship. And you decide from which door did you enter into a relationship, or through which door you generally opt to go inside a relationship. The first door is emotional door. That is, the relationship is based on pure emotions. A relationship which is entered by a woman just because she feels connected, she feels comforted, and she feels that, okay, I'm understood here, I'm being cared here. So, the reason why a woman is choosing a friend or she is choosing a life partner for marriage is the reason because she feels, okay, there is someone who can listen to me patiently and she feels very relaxed talking to him or talking to her. She feels that, okay, he or she understands me like no one else. And she enters the relationship not because something, she has a great clarity on future, but purely based on the emotional comfort that she's getting. And most women enter relationships from this point. So now you not decide, you just go back and see. Generally, when you enter a relationship or the marriage that you have entered, from which space did you enter? Is it from the emotional space or is it from the next space, which is mental space? So, what is a mental space? So, mental space is something where relationships are driven by thoughts, conversations, ideas, intelligence, options, opinions. Means here, the woman does not go into a relationship because she's feeling very safe, but she enters a relationship because she feels the person with whom she's talking or whom she's connected with The ideas matches, the wavelengths matches, the belief systems matches. Maybe, the backgrounds, both are religious or both are spiritual or both are ambitious. So they feel that the wavelength just strikes. So in these kind of relationships, wavelength could greatly strike, but it does not mean there is emotional safety or emotions are fulfilled. No, there is a mental connection where people say, we just think alike. So that does not mean that mental connection can actually replace the emotional nourishment. There are so many relationships where people vibe with the thoughts, but when it comes to emotions, they still feel unfulfilled. Now, the third space or the third door is security based relationships. So, these relationships are entered because they want stability, they want, financially or socially, or because of the age, or because of anything here, they want a sense of safety. Means they want to feel secured. And it could also be because of the family expectations or society expectations, but they just get into a relationship, a friendship, a marriage, anything, because the family pressure is increasing, the society is asking for it. So let me get settled, or let me just have these friends because then it is safe for me. So in these kind of relationships, what happens when you look at the materialistic world, or when you look at the outward world of theirs, it is very safe. They might have good job, great money, great house, BMW car, everything looks picture perfect. But deep inside, when you just look at them, the hearts are empty. So here, the relationship is there, but deep inside, it is not alive. Next point is physical relationship. Means a woman enters in this relationship because of strong attraction or chemistry or desire. So, this is this is a case study where a woman feels intensely pulled towards someone. She feels wanted, she feels desirable, she feels alive. But in these cases, again, in later, maybe there could be emotional depth or there could not be emotional depth. So, these kind of relationships mostly are highly attached, but emotionally or mentally it is not matching. There is a pain. Now, another relationship is growth oriented relationships. Means in these relationships, so these relationships are consciously entered for mutual evolution. So here the woman feels that, okay, I'm encouraged enough to become a better version of me. And when it is a better version, it is considered emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So she feels that I'm supported well enough without losing my own self. And let me tell you, these scenarios actually are very matured scenarios, and also these are also rare scenarios, like maybe 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 generally get these kind of relationships. Now the next space is soul based relationship. So here soul based relationship is something where there is a deep sense of familiarity, and this familiarity is beyond logic. You would have seen a lot of people who say, I don't know why I feel a connection with you. Really sorry. I feel some connection with you, and this feels calm, this feels safe, and this feels peaceful for me. There is no emotional drama here. I can be silent when I want, and still I can feel connected. I can speak when I want and still I can feel connected. So this happens only when a woman is, you know, deeply first connected to herself. After women enters into meditation, it is very natural for her to find these kind of soul connections. You know why? Because she is connected with herself first. So that connections attract other soulful connections. Here in PSSM, we get so many friends and we really feel deep connections and deep bonds with them. Maybe we would have met them for the first time, but when we hear them, we are like, I know them, I know him, I know her. And the connection feels safe, the connection feels evolving, and you feel like being there. So these connections are soul connections. And as I said, for this, a woman has to experience, has to connect to her soul first, then only she can get the soul based connections. So these are the different types of entry points to a relationship. Now, you think, what was your entry point to a relationship? Sometimes, a women never have a say in the kind of relationships they choose. Someone else chooses for them. It could be even friendships or marriage. So in that case, the it is security based relationship, means under the pressure of family or under the pressure of society, a woman has chosen a particular person. Later, it could be emotionally fulfilling, or mentally there could be a lot of clarity. Physically, intimacy could be great, but or even the soulful connection could also have, got developed. But initial entry point is different. So now you get a clarity. Now you think, now you pause for a while and see on what basis do you choose your friendships or have you chosen the relationships in your life. So now coming to the main reason, that is, why does women enter into relationships? If you see a cycle of a man and a cycle of a woman, it's quite different. For every woman, the relationships are very, very important. They value it the most. But when you see from the perspective of a man, it could be important, or it maybe it is not important for them. At least it would be very rare to see a man equally invested into a relationship as a woman. Definitely a man and woman together, or since if we are now talking about a relationship of a marriage or a similar kind of bonds, then if you see a man, women, both of them together form a relationship. But if you see the depth of the involvement, it is always the women's involvement more, because the soul plan the soul, if it is taking a female body, then the main reason is it wants to experience womanhood, it wants to experience relationships, it wants to experience motherhood, it wants to just experience the nurturing that is there inside a female. It wants to experience those feminine energies. So the main reason, if you consider, if we split the reasons why a woman get into a relationship, it is mainly for emotional safety and security. You see, for a woman, her home is a highly secured place and she creates it in a way. And wherever she's entering, whichever relationship she's forming, she wants to be, just herself. If she's getting, if the tears are falling apart, she wants to cry, she wants to talk freely, she wants to be vulnerable, she wants to be without fear. And there she feels that, yes, I'm safe and I can stay here. Another reason, if you see, why a woman wants a relationship is she wants to be seen and she wants to be heard. If you see, a woman will not have much desires that, I want to be uh, visually, I want to make a lot of impact in the world as a man, as compared to a man. But for her, even it be a small group, she wants to be seen, she wants to be heard. She knows that if I'm speaking, there is someone who's listening to me in details. Then, another reason why a woman enters a relationship is she wants a support system, emotional support, mental support, and practical support. She wants to feel that I'm not alone while handling my life. See, it is a different story if she's getting it or not. Her expectations are meeting or not. But the prime reasons why a woman enters into a relationship is these are the things. She wants to feel that I have a space of my own with my people. She wants to be, she wants to have that validation that yes, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, and I'm chosen. So everyone like compliments, right? So having compliments, hearing out the compliments, the presence, the effort, feeling valued for it is very, very important for a woman. She may express it or she may say, no, I don't want it. But deep inside, every woman likes it. And a very important reason why a woman gets into a relationship is somewhere, either from the childhood or from the past lives, there are certain areas where she's wounded or she's hurt. Necessarily, it might not come from this lifetime, it might also get carry forwarded from the past lifetimes, but she feels that there is some emotional gap. And that's why she wants to get into a relationship in order to make it a complete system. And the core truth why a woman wants to get into a relationship is she wants to feel connected. Not just love, she wants to feel that connection. It could be emotional connection, it could be the mental resonance, or she just wants to feel safe by herself. So, see, you could have seen a lot of friends or colleagues or people around you whose life is going good. There is money, there is family, there are friends, but deep inside they're empty. Why? Because that inner connection is missing. Recently, I've seen a web series where, you know, she's a woman is in she's working, she has a good family, she has children, there is money, they keep going out a lot for traveling, but deep inside she feels empty because there is no heart to heart connection. Things are being done for a duty sake. So when these connections break, everything just gets collapsed, even though the relationship looks picture perfect. Now, let us get into the unconscious reasons of why the women wants to get into a relationship. First reason is fear of being alone. Society always programs a woman that being single means something is wrong. So she enters into a zone where she's unsure of herself as long as she's single. Then another reason is childhood emotional gaps. If in her childhood she did not get enough love, attention, or enough assurance, then she immediately tries to enter into a relationship because she she wants to just she was on extreme 1, now she wants to go to extreme 2 so that she would balance her life out. Whatever we miss in our life, whatever we miss in our childhood, when the person grows, they want to get it first. You see, mainly if suppose two people are there, okay, one is coming from a wealthiest family possible and the other is coming from a middle class or a lower middle class. The drive to earn money and the drive to be successful will be more in the person who's coming from a lower middle class or middle class family, because they would have seen a lot of things which he or she would have not got because there was no money. So now they want to achieve it, what they did not have in their childhood, and they want to feel complete. And for a person who's coming from the wealthiest background, they've already seen lot of money. So money was never a no factor in their life. But maybe in their childhood, they were always overshadowed by their parents or by their elders. So now they want to have their own identity. So the person who's coming from this background, from the wealthiest background, they wants to build identity. They want to have fame. So basically, now if you're running for something, that means in your childhood you're mainly deprived of it. So if a woman did not get enough love in her childhood, then she will search for it in her upcoming relationships. I know a very good friend of mine. Her entire childhood she did not get her parents' love. Then she got married, and then she did not get much support as she was expecting from her partner. Then, after her children were born, she started pouring over love to them. Not how much is needed, but over love, over protection, over giving. Why? Because she got only a little percentage in her childhood, so she wants to overcompensate it to her children. So whatever we are doing it in over in extreme, that means that we were deprived of it in our childhood. So why am I telling you about all these things? Is because we must understand, where do we stand? What are the patterns of our relationship? What kind of friendships do we choose always? Do we choose the people or relationships which gives pain, or do we choose people or relationships which gives us unknown peace? So what are our patterns? What kind of friends are we choosing? What kind of relationships are we choosing? What is our entry point? When this kind of clarity is there inside your head, that will also reflect in your relationships. So, everyone, take a pause today and think about it. Okay? First thing, think, from which space did you enter the relationship? Your past relationships. So, what will happen? Once you know, okay, I always enter a relationship from an emotional perspective. When it comes to your awareness, in future when people will come into your life, then you'll understand, okay, in my past I always entered through emotions. Now let me see what kind of pattern I choose. So when you enter a relationship, do you enter from genuinity, or do you enter from a fear that if I lose this person also, then nobody will be there in my life? Or do you genuinely connect with the other person and you enter into a relationship? Next important pattern is, see whether in your current relationships you are growing or you are shrinking. Do you feel more of yourself or do you feel undervalued? These kind of a things will help you to understand that where do you exactly stand, because relationships are not meant to complete a woman, but it should be complementing a woman who's already just connected to herself. For a woman, if you ask me why a woman enters a relationship, I would say it is for experiences, mainly for experiences. And it is not a casual experience, but it is a life experience, it is an emotional experience, it is a soul experience. And this experience, when I say experience, you can write it as a formula: experience is equal to feeling plus learning plus transformation. So when a woman enters a relationship, She wants to feel love. She wants to feel pain. She wants to feel belonging. She wants to feel the rejection. She wants to feel the growth. She wants to feel the loss. She wants to feel herself very deeply. So a woman doesn't just live a relationship, she becomes the relationship. So when we understand these factors, tomorrow in future, when a deep loss happens in the relationship, you will immediately understand that yes, loss is a part of a relationship just like love is. When you feel painful in a relationship, you will understand that yes, there are many times where I felt lot of honor in this relationship. And today, when I feel pain, it is nothing but another part of the another side of the coin. Because relationship is multi-faced. It is not uni-faced where there will always be flowers. There will be thorns, there will be water, there will be mud. So all together is, that garden of relationship. So every woman should know, if you want to leave or lead a successful relationship in your life, then you should understand what is the foundation. On what foundation does the building of relationship grows? So when the downfall happens or when there is a growth, you understand, okay, both are part and parcel, and you take it just as a mere experience. A lot of women, when they come to me, more than meditation based counseling, I give relationship based counselings. If you ask me which category of counselings are more, the number one is relationship based counselings. The two is emotional counselings. Third is mind counseling. And the women who come to me seeking for their purpose of life are very minimal. Because, first, if the relationships in our life are not balanced, why will we think about spirituality or why will we think of enlightenment? The basics of human is roti, kapda, and makan, right? You must have food, you must have clothes to wear, and you must have a house to live. Only when the basics are met, then you will think about the next growth. Similarly, when the relationships in our life are very much balanced, then we will think, okay, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I born? What should I do? But the foundation should always be laid strong. So, any women here who's suffering in their relationship, you can just come out and you can take the counselings from me. And I would love to give my guidance and my clarity to you so that you can move forward in your life with a lot of peace of mind and not pressure. All right, masters, thank you very much. This was about today's session. And now, about the two important announcements. So, the first announcement is I would like to officially first announce that WD2 Women's Meditation Yagna on Women's Day, that is 8th March and Sunday this time. It is happening in Bangalore city in Jayanagar, and we have chosen a beautiful auditorium. It is Mangala Mantapa Auditorium. Mm, this is there in NMKRV College. And just look at the synchronicity. It is a women based college, and there is an auditorium inside it. And we have already booked that auditorium for 8th March. All the formalities, everything has happened today, and the allotment and confirmation we have also got it. So that's why I'm officially announcing all of you are welcome to the mass meditation yagna. So this yagna is being conducted on 8th March, which is Women's Day, International Women's Day Sunday. But this event is open to everybody, to all men, women, children, working professionals, homemakers, social media influencers, media persons, everybody. So all are invited, all are welcome. All please come along with your families. This time from just like last time, from all parts of India, all parts of Karnataka, and from Bangalore city, everybody are going to join this. So please be a part of the yagna. Meditate with all. Let us all meditate on the day when it is an International Women's Day. Every day has special energies, like full moon has a special energies, Mother's Day has a special energies, Gandhi Jayanti has a special energies. Similarly, Women's Day has lot of powerful creation energies, and when we meditate in group in those energies, a lot of transformation happens in us. And now the second announcement is the Bhutan trip, the Bhutan spiritual trip. It got rescheduled to from February to the month of March because of some climatic conditions. So now we are traveling to Bhutan from 11th to 17th of March, 1 week. It is the first international trip from Vidyan, and I request all the women masters to kindly join the trip. Already the registrations are fast filling. So please gift yourself a beautiful spiritual tour. Take a break in this year, get yourself, your soul rejuvenated, and again come back to your normal life. So right after the 8th March event, within 2 days we all will be going to that trip. So these two are the very important announcements. So thank you very much, masters. We will again connect on next Wednesday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you, for joining today. I'll see you again next week. All of you, have a great night and a great weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.